So I'm about to go do some water aerobics with a seniors class because I'm in like a bougie-ass country club right now, and young people can't afford to live here and probably don't want to live here. So I'm gonna go hang out with a bunch of old women. So what do we think of this? Is it a little bit too scandalous for senior citizen water aerobics? I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna think at all, but I think it's cute. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna do my water aerobics. But usually the women show up in like a wetsuit, like full sleeves, full pants, like a big hat, because they're cold. It's like 17 degrees Celsius right now, so I'm loving it, because back home it's like -40. So I'm gonna go in a cute swimsuit and the ladies are gonna shit themselves. Okay, so water aerobics was wild. I couldn't make this shit up even if I tried. Okay, so I just got home from water aerobics and I'm sitting in my bathtub because I'm wet and I don't really have anywhere to go, so I decided this was a good place to be. Okay, so first you need a little bit of background story. This is like my 5th water aerobics class in a row now, and when I first got here, all the women kind of like looked at me, and let me be straight, I am the youngest person there by like 50 years, 60 years, like there's a good age difference. And when I got there, they're like, oh, what's your name? Like all innocently, you know what I mean? And I was like, Rafaela. Like, you know, I enunciated because I know that people, they can't get my name, especially a bunch of like old white women from California. So I'm like, yeah, it's Rafaela. And they're like, what? Like it just like didn't compute in their minds. I'm like, Rafaela. And then the class started, so I just like left it. But so now it's like the 5th class today and they still do not know my name. Like one lady called me lady. She's like, oh, look at that lady's nails. I'm like, Deanna, really? You don't know my name yet? Okay, so usually I just show up and the instructor comes and we do some like Zumba and like use our water weights. It's all like a really good time, and it's actually a pretty good workout, so like don't shit on water aerobics, okay? It's like the shit. But today, oh my god, so I get in the pool, the heated pool, it's like 20 degrees almost, and the pool's heated. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die. They're gonna like boil me in this pool. But today we had a lady show up who I've never seen before, and she was very interesting, to say the least. There's also this woman named Norma who is 89 years old, but she literally looks like 60s, maybe 70, like she does not look it. And she comes every day with diamond earrings and lipstick on for water aerobics. Like Norma is literal goals. So Norma is like in the shallower water, kind of doing her thing. She has like the heaviest water weights in the whole class. Literally, she's such a badass. And this new woman, I think she said her name was like Jane, but I don't know if that's true, came over to Norma and was like talking her ear off the whole class. And like the rest of the women were kind of like side-eyeing her like, this is water aerobics. We are here to aerobe in the waters. Like, why are you chatting Norma's ear off? But they just kind of like ignored it and like carried on doing their thing. And then during the halfway mark of the class, the other women kind of like gathered and were like, why won't she shut up? Like, why did she even come if she's just gonna talk the whole time? And they're like, oh, Rafaela, go talk to her. And actually one woman, Linda, actually knew my name. So she actually said my name. And I'm like, yes, Linda, thank you for knowing my name. And so she was like, okay, yeah, go over there and talk to her. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And honestly, I didn't have any problem with like talking to the new chatty Cathy because I leave in a week and I'm not gonna see her again, and it doesn't affect me, where these women will have to see her every single day for water aerobics. So I like paddle on over there, and she kind of looks surprised and she's like, oh, hi, I'm Jane. I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Rafaela. And she's like, what? I'm like, Rafaela. And then I'm like, okay, like, do you ladies want to come work out with us? And she's like, oh yeah, where? I'm like, over there at the pool, you know, just 5 steps that way. And she's like, oh yeah, of course. And like comes and paddles up beside me as I go back to my spot. And then she starts talking my ear off. I'm like, but I mean, I guess I'd rather have her talking to me than like bugging Norma. Like, Norma's 89, she's getting her workout in, like, leave the woman alone. So she starts like talking my ear off about like how her dad was from Canada, Saskatchewan. And she was like telling me about like his elementary teacher and shit, like just some bullshit that I did not care about. And so I just ignored her, clearly, because I'm doing my workout, okay? And then she did not like that I was ignoring her, so she swam back to Norma to talk her ear off, and I just let it go because I did all that I could do. So everything's fine, she's chatting, the rest of us are doing our thing, it's good. And then the class ends. So the class ends and everyone kind of gets out of the pool, and I usually chill in the pool for a bit and like flop around and just hang out. And she comes up to me and I'm like, oh no. And the rest of the women kind of like look at me like, sucks to suck. So she gets closer to me and then I get a real good look at her face, and it is like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, we don't see this stuff in Canada. This is like brand new to me. Like, her face looks like she's late 40s, but then I see like her neck and the rest of her body. I'm like, oh no, you're like an easy 65. But the thing is, like, there's nothing wrong with being 65. The other women, like, look their age. I mean, like, Norma looks like hella good, but like, she's not trying to hide the fact that she's older, you know what I mean? Anyway, she talks my ear off, and I'm finally like, okay, I get out of the pool, because I was like, guess there's no flopping around for me today. I gotta go home and sit in the bathtub or something. And she follows me out and then is talking about this new dog she got. And I'm like, oh shit, now I'm trapped, because you know I love a good dog. Like, that's my weakness, that's my Achilles heel. And the best part is, like, I'm drying off and I see her taking her clothes out of her bag, and I see her slip on her Juicy Couture tracksuit, like full ass sweater, sweatpants with big Juicy on the butt. And I was like, this is literal gold. Like, this doesn't happen in real life. And so I managed to get away. I was like, okay, bye, like, see you tomorrow. And I have a feeling she's gonna bring her dog to the pool, which, like, low-key I'm super stoked about, because I love a dog and I just want to like cuddle and squish it. But at the same time, like, you can't bring a dog to the pool, Jane. But I guess this is my life now, you know? I'm chilling in Palm Springs with a bunch of like bougie-ass white women. I mean, I'm also a white woman, but I'm like not bougie. I'm a broke-ass student. So it's kind of weird when I show up, but I'm kind of fitting into the like, oh, who's that woman? Like, oh my God, look at her Botox. So yeah, that was my adventure for the day. Oh, classic. And now I'm gonna go eat some Nutella.